With 2024 over, we have a whole new slate of upcoming music. I thought 2024 was a good year for hip hop. We had a lot of big names drop, but we also had some letdowns. With that being said, I'm gonna be ranking upcoming 2025 hip hop albums based on how excited I am for them. First, I have to explain the tiers. At the first tier, we have on release, meaning when this album drops, I'm gonna be there the first minute it drops and listen to it. Next, we have first week, meaning I'm excited for it, but I'm not gonna be there at drop time to listen. Next, we have I'll listen to eventually. Not first week, not day of, but it's worth my time, so I'll get to it eventually. Next, we have only for social media. Basically means it's a big name, so I have to make a review on it, meaning I'll listen to it just for the review. Second to last, we have if word of mouth is good. If people like the album and are saying it's really good, then I'll have to tune in. And then lastly, we have not listening. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't care. Okay, the first album we have here is Can't Rush Greatness by Central C. I'm not a huge hater of British rap, but I'm also not a huge lover. I'm gonna put this in if word of mouth is good, because I do want to tune into a little more British rap, but it's Central C, so he's pretty hit or miss, so I'm gonna put that in if only word of mouth is good. Next, we have Child with Wolves by Baby Keem. Was supposed to be a 2024 release, never really got much on it. It was teased. I'm a big fan of the melodic blue, so I think this will be one I'll listen to on release. Very interested to see how Baby Keem follows it up. Next, we have the untitled Drake and P&D Rock album. I'm a big Drake guy. I don't really care that much about P&D Rock, but I'm going to do it for the review anyways, and I actually want to hear it, so it's going to be first week. It's going to be above Child with Wolves. Next, we have Don't Be Dumb by A$AP Rocky. Definitely was supposed to be a 2024 release. I think the initial release date was August, and then it got pushed back to like December, and then it got pushed back all the way to 2025. Big A$AP Rocky guy. Definitely going to be on release, but I am a little nervous with how many times this has been pushed back. Higher than Child with Wolves, but not quite higher than P&B Rock and Drake. Next, we have Deep Thoughts by Lil Durk. I'm not a huge Lil Durk guy. I don't really care about this album, but he's a big enough artist, so he'll be the first one and only for social media. Next, we have a new Homicide Gang album. I'm not a huge Opium fan. They're one of my favorite in Opium, I guess, but I don't really care too much about this. So this will be it's borderline not listening, but Fisco will probably make me listen to it. So I'll listen to it eventually. Next, we have Doechie's debut album. She had Alligator Bites Never Heal. Didn't listen to it, but heard it was good. So if word of mouth is good is where this will be. Higher than Can't Rush Greatness, because I doubt I'll get to it, but next, we have Forever in a Day by Jid. Was supposed to be a 2024 release. One of the two. Didn't release either of them. Definitely want to be there. Big Forever Story fan. This might be higher than the Drake P&D album. I think it is. Forever in a Day. Next, this isn't really hip hop. It's Hurry Up Tomorrow by The Weeknd, but it's going to be huge. I like The Weeknd sometimes. I like him. I don't like him other times, but this is definitely an on release. Probably my least anticipated of these on-release ones because I'm not a huge Weeknd fan, but it's there. Next, we have the most infamous album of 2024, I Am Music by Playboi Carti. Definitely was supposed to drop. It was called 2024 Music, but now we're in 2025. I'm not a huge Carti guy, never have, probably never will, but I have to make a review on it. So this is going to go in only for social media, definitely above Deep Thoughts. I care more about that than Deep Thoughts. Next, we got Jid Tro, the Metro and Jid collab. It was the other Jid album that was supposed to drop in 2024. Never did. It's definitely tied with Forever in a Day, but because it has Metro beats, I'm going to put it above it and on release. Next, we have More Chaos by Ken Carson. Not a big Opium person, like I've said. Don't really care for Ken Carson, but if I put Homicide Gang in, I'll listen to eventually. I have to put Ken Carson there. I'll listen to Ken Carson's album before I listen to Homicide Gang. I'm actually going to drop Homicide Gang I'm gonna drop it to not listening. I don't think I'll end up tuning into it. Next, we have the Navy album by Roddy Ricch. He's dropped a couple singles. I've liked some of them. Lonely Road is really good. This was also a 2024 release that didn't get released. I like Roddy Ricch. Kind of fell off. Trying to see the bounce back. So this will probably be. It's either on release at the bottom or top of first week. I'm gonna put it first week because I don't think he has that much pull where I need to be listening to it on release. So I'm gonna go first week. Next, we have a similar situation with Chance the Rapper's Starland Gallery. 2024 album, didn't eventually come out. Kind of fell off, looking for a comeback. It's going to be in the same tier as Roddy Ricch's. I think I might be more interested in Starline Gallery than the Navy album, so I'm gonna put it in front of Roddy Ricch's album. Next, we have The Carter 6 by Lil Wayne. This album was supposed to come out in 2023, I think. Didn't come out. Supposed to come out in 2024. Didn't come out. Will it come out in 2025? I'm skeptical, but if it does, I will be there on release. Probably one of my most anticipated albums of this year. Similar to The Carter 6, we have The Fall Off by J. Cole. Supposed to come out a long time ago, didn't. Supposed to come out last year, didn't. It's up there with The Carter 6, but not quite passing it. Next, we have an untitled Andre 3K album. His most recent album was a flute album. I don't know if it's going to be the same. I doubt it, but I never was a huge Andre 3K fan. But if people say it's good, I'll listen to it. Higher than both of these two, Doechii and Central C. Next, we got Big Sean and the Alchemist album. I'm a big Sean guy. I listened to his last album, thought it was great, so I'm definitely going to be there. But on release, I don't care as much as I do about these, but I'll put it in between Starline Gallery and Roddy Ricch's The Navy album. Next, we have a Destroy Lonely mixtape, untitled. I'm not a Destroy Lonely fan, probably my least favorite member in Opium. Don't like his sound, so I'm definitely going to be not listening. I don't think there will be anything that convinces me to listen to this album. I would listen to Homicide Gang way before I listen to Destroy Lonely. Next, we have the first of 3 Lil Baby albums on this list, and this one is Dominique. He says he's going to release 3 of his own, and then a compilation label album. Dominique, I'm not a Lil Baby guy, so he's big enough where it could be and only for social media. Spoiler alert, Wham, this is recorded after Wham came out, and I listened to that on release, so I'll probably listen to it on release, but not because I want to, only for social media. So I'm gonna put it in between Lil Durk and I Am Music. Next, we have Thank You Jada by 4 Bats. Not really hip hop, but could be hip hop. I listened to his album, I think it was last year. It was fine. I don't really care that much about a 4 Bats album, but if word of mouth is good, I'll tune in. I think I'll put it in between Doechii and Central C. Yeah, we'll do that. Next, we have Freddie Gibbs' album Montana, which is a collab album with Madlib. I think Freddie Gibbs has a cool sound. I'm not tapped in to his music like that, but if word of mouth is good, I'll definitely tune in. Probably the highest on this list. Next, we have the only album on this list that's already came out, which is Wham by Lil Baby. I listened to it on release, only for the social media review. It was alright. It was like a 6 out of 10. Not a Lil Baby guy. I'll put it at the bottom of only for social media since I already heard it. Next, we have Bully by Kanye West, which is a controversial one to say the least. He had 2 albums last year. Both of them weren't very good. So is he going to bounce back? I heard the Beauty and the Beast snippet. Love that song. Need that. But I don't know. I don't have too much trust in it. I will be there on release, but it's probably the least I trust any of these on-release albums. So I'm going to put it at the end of it. Next, we have a Mac Miller album called Balloonerism. Comes out in January soon. Never been a huge Mac Miller fan, but have nothing against his music. So I'll probably listen to it in the first week, but I don't think I'll be on there first day. Next, we have an untitled Young Thug album. Got freed. Good for him. Definitely be there on release. Big Young Thug guy. Where do I put it here, though? He's above Bully and Hurry Up Tomorrow. Probably above Childs with Wolves. Not close to these top 6, but definitely an on release. Next, we have a borderline hip hop album with a new Isaiah Rashad album. Really like his sound. Never tapped in too deep into his music, but would definitely be interested to listen to it. Probably not on release or first week, but I'll get to it eventually. Probably faster than I get to More Chaos by Ken Carson. Next, we have A Dangerous Life by Yeat. He had 2 albums last year with Lifestyle and 2093. I wasn't a huge fan of either. Never been a huge Yeat fan. Don't like his sound. He's big enough for it to be an on-release listen, but not because I want to, but because of social media. Definitely more than Lil Baby or Lil Durk, but not beating Cardi. Next, we have an untitled Travis Scott album. Got teased last year, but never really got too much on it. So I'm skeptical it'll drop this year, but would love to have it drop. Definitely an on-release. Higher than Young Thug, but not higher than A$AP Rocky too. Next, we have a untitled Nicki Minaj album. She had another album in December of 2023. Listened to it, thought it was good. don't really care too much about Nicki Minaj's music, so I'll get to it eventually. For our last album on this list, it was an album I literally added today. It is a collab album with Lil Baby, Young Thug, and Future that Lil Baby said he was going to drop. This is definitely an interesting one, not because of Lil Baby, but Young Thug and Future collab definitely will be there on release day. Where does it fit in here though? Higher than Bully, higher than Hurry Up Tomorrow, higher than Child with Wolves, probably higher than a solo Young Thug album. So I'm gonna put it in between A$AP Rocky and Young Thug. Okay, so that would make my top 10 most anticipated 2025 hip hop projects. Child with Wolves at number 10, the solo Young Thug album at 9, the Future Lil Baby Young Thug collab album at 8, Don't Be Dumb by A$AP Rocky at 7, Untitled Travis Scott album at 6, the Drake and P&D Rock album at 5, Forever and a Day by Jid at 4, Jidtro at 3, The Fall Off by J. Cole at 2, and at number 1 we have The Carter 6 by Lil Wayne. That was my list of my most anticipated 2025 hip hop projects. Hopefully all of these albums plus some surprise ones actually drop. If they do, we could be in for a big 2025 and one of the better hip hop years in recent memory. Let me know your 2025 most anticipated albums in the comments, and make sure you like and subscribe for more music and movie content. I would give you the world, baby girl. You just gotta be worth it.